right, everybody, welcome to Game 6 of the first day of the 2019 MRDA Championships, hosted by 5on5 Media. I'm Bruce Monstar.
And I am Sonia Blade. And we are going to watch the number 2 ranked Magic City Misfits taking on number 7 Golden State Heat, who won against the Comiquads earlier today to secure this spot.
All right, so I guess we'll read off some rosters. All right, for Magic City Misfits, they are wearing the gray jerseys tonight. Number 03, Peter Pan. 10 is Rolomite. 100, Scott Flamilton. 151 is Mist-Her. 19 is Streak. 23, Go So Hard. 27 is Bratz. Number 3, BA. 30 is Alex Storm. 34, Corey Payne. 37 is Beastie. 5 is D-Day of the Beast. 515 is just Mike. 818, Quad and Dirty. 84 is Sweet Meat. Bench coach is Snot Rocket Science, Ty Thornton, Tank, and Slaytoven.
And on the Golden State side, in the golden jerseys, we've got number 063, Bumper Car, number 11, Benjamin, 1172, Vic, number 33, Scotty Trippin, number 5, Wyatt, 55, Creepy Taco, 58, Studley Do Right, number 6, Worthy, 714, Plumber, 74, Beat 'em Malark, number 89, Speed Brayu, number 9, Kamakanji, 93, Waterboy, number 99, Big Spoon, and they are assisted on their bench by Nice One, Hurt Macklin, and B-Rad.
Awesome, and we do have some time to talk about our volunteers, our NSOs, and our refs. We have Snarkimedes, KT Massacre, All In Your Grill, Ogre, Pete in the Pool, Rockstar, Shugs Bunny, Darth Bling, Dilligath, Nacho, Andy Oakley, Cheshire Stat, Push Up Zebra, Geo Knitter, Cairo Fracture, Whispered Her, and Fatal Exception. A lot of people to support this game tonight.
Absolutely, and it's not even the full contingent of people. We've got medics whose names we don't know. We've got, 4 announcers working per game, DJs, all sorts of support staff to make this happen.
Our producer tonight is Mr. Johnny Pepper, and we also have Leslie Noak with our broadcast stream.
And we are underway with jam number 1, Rolomite securing that first lead status of the game.
Out there for the Heat is Benjamin.
Rolomite striding through the pack puts 4 points on the board, the first points of the game for Magic City.
Benjamin pushed to the inside, but it's a no pass, no penalty. Picks up 3 points for the Heat.
Rolomite takes a hit to the outside and plays it safe, coming back into the pack, biding his time, planning out his next strategy.
That gives Benjamin time to get through the pack and pick up 4.
Rolomite finds room to run along that outside line for another scoring pass. Benjamin against a solid 3-wall of Magic City Misfits at the top of the pack, just rotating seamlessly up front.
Beastie pushing Benjamin to the inside, getting recycled back. I can't see his number, but he did a good job.
Golden State doing a good job of adapting to Rolomite's jamming style, not making this third pass so easy.
Rolomite calling off the jam. That is 10-10 for the first jam of the game. Not a bad start.
Looks like Magic City is going to send out number 27, Bratz, with the star. And he will score off against number 6, Worthy, one of the higher point scorers earlier today against the Comiquads.
I'm told that Worthy actually aged up recently from the Junior League. And you can't tell by how well he plays. Well, all the Junior League skaters are very good.
Looks like both jammers getting knocked to the outfield and will have to recycle themselves to play it safe. Still no lead established. And of course, as I say that, Worthy has been found worthy of lead status.
Absolutely. Hot on the tail is Bratz, though. Gives him a nice little nudge. Jam's called off. All right, that's the first scoreless jam. We're still 10-10. If you want to use the hashtag MRDA Champs on Twitter, for our Twitter fans. We'll get you a shout out on the stream. Lots of shout outs today. Looks like Alex Storm out there jamming for the Misfits. And that is Kamikanji for the Heat.
Alex Storm is at the top of the pack, and Golden State making him work for it. He takes a tumble on the outside and will take the long way back around behind Benjamin. It's like Kamikanji getting stuck up at the front there, takes a tumble to the infield, but quick to get back into play. And Alex Storm being awarded lead status. Kamikanji almost out of the pack for the initial pass, but with the bump out, decided to play it safe.
Benjamin looks like he is going to the penalty box as a blocker this time.
Alex Storm getting bridged back to turn number 1 by Speed Brayu. Golden State putting up a solid blocking tripod at the back of the pack. And we will have the first power jam of the game. Alex Storm in the box for 2 penalties, so that'll be a full minute power jam as Kamikanji is out for his initial pass.
Misfits taking the front of the pack, looking to keep a strong wall to hopefully get through this power jam without too many points being scored. We've got Allman and Beastie. Mister is bridging. So is Go So Hard. They got stretched out though. Looks like Kamikanji is picking up 4 points for the Heat.
And with fresh legs, Alex Storm, it's off the penalty, but jam comes to a conclusion. 3 points going to the Misfits, 5 going to the Heat.
All right, looks like they are putting Sweet Meat out for the Magic City Misfits. And coming up to the line here is Waterboy for the Heat.
Waterboy donning some beautiful matching socks that are almost effortlessly matched with the color of his jersey.
It's like he planned it. It's crazy.
It's good to accessorize.
Yes. Sometimes accessories are everything.
And Waterboy makes his way past the last 2 blockers for the Misfits, picks up that lead advantage. Sweetmeat taking a tumble at turn number 1, but quick back on his feet, does a pirouette on the inside line, gets through for the initial pass.
Waterboy having some trouble with that front wall, decides to call it off before Sweetmeat can get any points. We're tied again, 17-17.
And of course, with us just a few minutes into this game and still at a tie, I think it's going to be an interesting matchup.
Mm-hmm, definitely. All right, lining for the Heat, we've got Worthy, and jamming for the Misfits is D-Day.
Worthy just charging up that inside line, but Magic City is hunkering down, applying those brakes, and Worthy takes a tumble to that infield.
Yeah, he was hit out by Beastie from Magic City.
D-Day with some fancy footwork at the back of the pack, but Golden State is quick to reform up front.
Worthy did pick up lead. D-Day is bringing on some heat at the back, so he's going to try to get through, get as many points and call it off. And he gets 2 points for the Heat. That's officially a lead change, right?
I think we've had a few lead changes over the last couple of jams.
Usually that happens in the first part of the game, right?
Absolutely. Keep the expectations low, and then the lead changes come easily.
Lining up for the Misfits is Rolomite.
And Benjamin with the star for Golden State, his first time starting with a star in this game. Having some success against the Comiquads earlier today, so Golden State opting to use him as one of their main blocking.
Yeah, he blocks and he jams.
Sorry, in the main jammer rotation. Rolomite hunkering down, trying to push through that Golden State tripod. Oh, and a cut track penalty is being assessed to Benjamin, so another power jam going to the Misfits.
Huge advantage when you have Rolomite jamming.
Rolomite coming in and not even a speed adjustment. Oh, incurs a high block penalty, it looks like. So you'll have to race from the exact opposite side of the track to report to that penalty box.
Benjamin getting released before Rolomite can get there, so he will serve the full 30-second penalty, giving Golden State an opportunity to get rid of that lead change that just happened.
Golden State just swarming around the Magic City Misfit blockers, but Magic City was quick to reform in front and give Benjamin a run for his money, but he makes it through up the middle of the pack for his initial.
Benjamin looking to make quick work in the front of that pack. He gets hit to the outside. That was quad and dirty.
Yeah, tried to stick that landing with just the one hand out of bounds, but Magic City blocker came in and finished the job.
Rolomite out of the box, back into the pack.
Looks like Just Mike is trying to keep one of the Golden State blockers at bay, but quick to reform up front and join the four wall where the jam comes to an end.
It's still a very close game. Misfits getting 7 points that jam, and the Heat picking up 3. So it's 24-22. We've still got 20 minutes left in the game. Lots of 2s and 20s.
2-minute jam.
We've got Worthy back with the star for Golden State Heat and a new jammer for Magic City Misfit. That's number 27, Bratz.
Bratz looked like he's working the inside and outside lines.
Golden State with an interesting blocker formation for a second there. It looked like they were using that hoop formation, but quickly reverted back to that 3-1.
I don't see the hoop as much as you used to.
Now it's time to bring it back.
Seems like it works. All right, that is Bratz through to get lead for the Misfits.
And Worthy about a half track behind, just getting through for his initial pass.
Golden State lost a blocker to the penalty box. It's their pivot bumper car. Jam is called off. 2 more points for the Misfits. With 18 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first half, this could still go either way. 26-22.
And we have our first timeout of the game brought to you by Golden State Heat. So that'll give us a chance to mention 5 on 5. Today's broadcast is brought to you by 5 on 5 Media. 5 on 5 Media is dedicated to flat track derby. We offer practical advice to skaters to help with their business and their skills, as well as keep them up to date on what's happening in the derby world. Each quarterly issue covers topics such as business, health and fitness, games and coaching, rookie help, gear, international derby, and more. Pick up your digital or print subscription today to gain access to over a decade of archived issues and recent broadcasts.
Also, we want to give a shout out to Left Turn Clothing, athletic apparel for bodies, not genders. You can look them up on lefttturnclothing.com. And with that timeout being nearly over, our skaters are taking the track again.
So not the start of the game that you would expect to see with such different rankings, but we're keeping it close, keeping it interesting, but still early enough in the game. As we have seen today, it can go either way. Nothing is guaranteed.
No, especially not in roller derby. Lining up for the Misfits is Alex Storm, and for the Heat, looks like Kamakanji out there. Both jammers kind of fighting over the middle spot there.
It looked like they were both trying to make sure that their tripod received the other jammer, but when you're both doing that at the same time, it doesn't quite work.
No. Oh. Alex Storm almost made it out of the pack there, but got pushed back to the inside. And through on the inside line, it is lead for the Misfits.
Yeah, Alex Storm and Kanji trading positions within the pack, but Alex Storm proved victorious.
And Kamakanji took a big hit to the inside. I think that was number 34 that served that to him.
That's Payne, certainly living up to his name on that one. Kamakanji still has to make it through for his initial pass, and Magic City is not going to make it an easy one. Mister from Magic City getting the last piece of Kamakanji's speed, but Kamakanji is out, and Misfits will take the opportunity to call that off, picking up 2 more points.
I feel like this is really how the whole game is going to be. Short, small point jams.
Quick jams, hit it and quit it style. Until one gets tired or one gets away with a power jam.
Or brave, you never know. All right, Sweet Meat making a run on the inside, gets pushed out.
A beautiful spin move along that inside. Oh, but a forearm penalty being assessed. So power jam and lead still available for Worthy to grab.
Worthy taking that one-handed on the one hand outside the track approach.
Somehow managing to stay upright and in bounds.
Taking hits from Scott Slamilton. And
looks like a directional penalty will be assessed on Tony Muse.
Worthy with less blockers to go up against, gets through, picks up lead for the Heat. And the 2 quick swishes and a tumble. Worthy not sure if he went out of bounds. He's going to recycle himself back.
Nice little dip of the shoulder there. 2 in a row. Got him almost through. And getting bumped into the infield. Worthy is going to call that one off. 4 more points going to the Heat, bringing us to a 2-point game. So in case we didn't announce it enough and the other 2 announcers on the house call didn't enough, it is a 2-point game.
We're going to make sure to say that at least 12 times. All right, Plummer out there for the Heat, D-Day out there for the Misfits. D-Day with furious move on the outside line. Thought he was getting lead, but instead he got a cut track call. He goes to the penalty box. Lead going to Plummer.
Plummer coming in, does a little bit of a speed check before engaging that Magic City tripod. Golden State opting to do some passive offense, and Tony Muse is forced to drop to maintain that pack definition.
Plummer looking to stretch out the pack enough to get through. He gets pushed to the outside, decides to call it off, but he picked up, is that 2 points? No, it's 3. Another lead change, 29 for the Heat, 28 for the Misfits.
Sorry, his jersey says Muse, but on my roster says Peter Pan, so I will stop calling you Muse and try to call you Peter Pan from now on, even though your jersey is very misleading. We all know who it is. We all know who I'm talking about.
That's happened more than once today.
Benjamin with the star for Golden State Heat, and D-Day serving the remaining seconds of his penalty, but Golden State gets lead before that can happen.
D-Day using a star stash to get through the pack.
Unfortunately, his pivot is reporting to the box, so if those Golden State blockers fall for it, that's kind of on them.
All right, Benjamin looks to his line, decides, yep, time to call it off. He picked up 4 points. Bringing the the score 33 for the Heat, 28 for the Misfits. Still 13 and a half minutes left in the first half. Rolomite already out on the line for the Misfits. Heat is putting out Speed Bryu. Another jammer blocker.
Another jammer turn blocker. I think this is Speed Bryu's first time jamming so far in this tournament. Because I don't believe he was jamming.
He did jam earlier today. I remember he did. But no matter, he's got a penalty now. He's headed to the penalty box. Rolomite, who never blocks, only jams, now has lead for the Magic City Misfits.
Yeah, snuck by those hips of Plummer, got him that lead advantage. And without losing an ounce of speed, gets through, puts 4 on the board, bringing us to a 1-point game. And Rolomite coming in for another scoring pass. With Speed Bryu serving the remaining seconds in the box, we could have a lead change for the Misfits.
Speed Bryu trying to speed Bry those blockers on the outside. After taking a few slams, he does get through.
And that Misfit blocker was quick enough. Quad and Dirty drew that cut track penalty, so Magic City opportunity to take the lead. Some interesting communication between the jammer in the box and his coach.
It's not ASL, but it's some kind of sign language.
It looked like he wanted to go to the rodeo, I think. I saw a lasso in the air.
Something about a bronco. Yeah.
I'm not sure what that is code for. Maybe we'll find out in the next jam.
Yeah.
Unlikely, though. They like to keep their secrets with their strategy communication.
Signals. Yeah.
It's like those baseball coaches who do those like trick signals.
Weird things where they pinch their nose and tap their ear.
But if I do this, it negates that. And you just don't know what's going on. Anyway, back to the action. Magic City Misfits have Bratz out with the star.
Speed Bryu now getting released from the box. Meanwhile, Brad's getting sent to the box for a forearm. Lead is still available, I believe.
But Speed Bryu will have to do it cleanly. So taking a bump to that infield or a cycle to the back, playing it safe, earns lead for Golden State.
Speed Bryu taking a big hit from Scott Slamilton, rightfully named.
At this angle, all we saw was Speed Bryu go into the pack and then somehow get pushed backwards.
He was flying in the air.
All we can assume is that he hit a brick wall that was a Magic City blocker.
Mm-hmm.
And Bratz, with fresh legs off of his penalty, gets through for his initial pass with the star in hand. Golden State coach furiously trying to get her jammer's attention to call it off, which he does. 4 points going to the Heat, 2 to the Misfits. Still a 1-point game.
Right now we have Alex Storm out for the Misfits on the line, ready to go. Worthy moseying up to the line here.
Oh, and Magic City realizing their jammer is still in the box. You can't put out another jammer when your jammer's in the box.
Shuck, no double points.
Worthy with a beautiful hop over that apex secures lead status for the Heat.
Worthy with a sideways spinning around backward hop. He does pick up 4 points for the Heat. Of course, it's a lead change.
Streak trying to get a piece of Worthy, but Worthy was quick enough to get his hips around, but Magic City blockers with the bump out at the top of that apex.
That was just Mike giving him such a hard time. Here he is doing it again. It's like he doesn't want him to go by. Just Mike picking up a penalty. He's on a Misfit blocker.
Sorry, us announcers don't have the best angle when the action's on the other side of the track. We just see a jumble of skaters and refs, and hopefully we can try and make something out of what's happening for you guys. Peter Pan bridging back Worthy, and Worthy on the outside, opting not to fall for that, will call it off. 1 point going to the Heat. 1 extra point going to the Heat.
So that's a 9-point jam for the Heat. Almost, that is the second biggest jam for them in the game so far. The first one being the 10 points in the first jam. 46-37, Heat is ahead at the moment. Still 8 minutes left to this first half. It just seems to fly by when the game is this close.
Alex Storm gets to be the jammer for the Misfits in this jam, and he bumps out Waterboy and will bring him back the long way. They'll have to do it all over again.
That was a nice little trade-off there. Alex Storm gets hit to the outside. Just Mike coming out of the penalty box, hits out the blocker that hit the jammer out. Anyways, it was great.
It's that fun game of don't touch my jammer.
Yes. You hit him, I hit you.
And that's the way Derby goes. Alex Storm coming in hot. Almost does the splits along the top of that apex there. Gets bumped out and bridged back by Speed Bryu and Plummer.
Waterboy working on that front misfit pack.
Misfits doing a beautiful job of applying those brakes and rotating right in front. Waterboy with 1 left to beat at the top of the pack. That is beastie. And then
Get through, that's his initial.
gets through for the initial after 1 minute and 15 seconds, and the Misfits call it off right away. It's got to be heartbreaking. You fight for so long, see the daylight, and then it's taken away.
Goodbye.
A brief moment, and then that.
I don't know if you can see it on the feed, but the Magic City Misfits are... No, is it the Golden State Heat? It's the Heat. They're all wearing pink bands. And the reason why is they are honoring October Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Papa, one of the skaters on the Golden State Heat, has a fiance, Lolly, that is fighting breast cancer at the moment. So they're all kind of doing this in support of her, which is nice.
So jamming for the Heat is Kamakanji, who earns lead status. It's almost like the powers that be heard us talking about their little tribute, and that got them through for a lead advantage. Kamakanji picking up 3 points, and the jam will come to an end.
49-39, still 5.5 minutes left in the first half. Bumper Car, I think this is the first time he's out jamming for Golden State. D-Day out there jamming for the Misfits. I've seen a lot of the Golden State team have jammers that block and jam in the same game.
Double, maybe triple threats. D-Day finds room to run on that inside lane, picks up lead as Bumper Car reports to the penalty box for a cutback penalty. D-Day at the top of the pack, but Golden State not going to make it an easy pass. He had 2 left to beat, and Benjamin hops over the apex to bridge back D-Day. But D-Day was quick enough to not let that impact his pass.
He gets to the front, and somehow Speed Bryu picked up a penalty in that interaction. So we have a Golden State Heat jammer and a blocker in the penalty box at the start of this next jam, and they're sending out Rolomite for the Misfits.
Got Misfits chipping away at that 5-point lead that the Heat has, and Rolomite could be exactly what they need to shift that momentum. It looks like we are having our first official review on behalf of Golden State. Details of that we will bring to you shortly.
As soon as we have them. Meanwhile, let's talk about Skate Rats. Dreaming of new roller skates? Skate Rats is your skate shop with over 10 years of expert experience and knowledge of building roller skates and fitting safety gear. Skate Rats will set you up with gear that is right for you. Visit Skate Rat's beautiful retail store in Loveland, Colorado for great service and for the selection that you have been looking for. Log on to skaterats.com for fast, free shipping. We love free shipping. And that is SK8RATZ.com.
Or Z if you are from north of the wall.
Z. So we don't say Z, we say Z. Oh, I like that better.
Either way.
I like that. And if you want to give a shout out on the live stream, be sure to use the hashtag MRDA Champs on Twitter. Our producer, Johnny Pepper, will be checking Twitter, handing us the shout outs to shout out to.
So give us some shout outs to shout out to you.
Make it funny.
Yeah,
Or not.
We just might say it. We are back underway. Rolomite securing a lead status on this power jam. We are just getting the details of that official review relayed to us.
I think I know what it is, but I want to wait till I'm sure. So the Heat were looking for a cut call, and they didn't get it, so they lost their room.
No official review left for this half. Rolomite out and scoring another 4 points for the Misfits will put them in the lead for now. Bumper car taking a bump to that outside. Waterboy straddling that line to come back into play, but the refs did not call a cut track, so not sure why they were seating position, but nevertheless, here we are.
Rolomite making another pass through, did get a penalty called on number 11, Benjamin. So with one less blocker to beat, should get through a little easier this time, but I don't know. Plumber and Waterboy and Speed Bryuge definitely did not let him through one more time.
Rolomite just looks like such a collected jammer out there. Like, it almost looks effortless the way he comes into the pack and
Yeah, just real calm.
approaches in. Like, his face is stoic and
Just here I am again, guys.
probably makes it look a lot easier than it actually is.
You can move into the way or out of the way. I'm coming through. I'm Rolomite. So, 10-point difference in the score now. Misfits at 59, Heat at 49. Bratz out there for the jamming for the Misfits, and Worthy out there for the Heat.
Misfits anchored strongly at the top of that pack. I cannot see the blocker providing them this solid brace.
Mr. doing the recycling, though, on Worthy, who looks a little winded on the outside line there. Collects himself, gets back on the track, and goes for it again.
Couple of blockers tumbling on the outside, and
Worthy tiptoeing on the inside line of the apex there at turn 1, picks up lead for the Heat.
yeah, Creepy Taco took an extra second to get back up there, but did so under his own power to report to that penalty box. And he will be joined by Benjamin, the pivot. So Magic City will have a bit of a pack advantage for the next jam. These teams still neck and neck, and we've only got a minute and a half left in the first half of the game. And heading into jam number 20, we've got Kamakanji for Golden State up against Alex Storm. Alex Storm at the top of the pack, just Mike hitting bumper car into his own jammer, but the contact occurring outside, so no penalties will be awarded for that.
Alex Storm picking up lead for the Misfits.
Even though Just Mike bumped a bumper car into him, he still made it way.
That's his name, it's
way
not what
through.
you do with him.
Speed Bryu, just a solid one-on-one blocker against Alex Storm. Did not make that an easy pass, but Alex Storm adds 4 to their total.
Kamakanji making it through the pack. There is a penalty call on Payne. That's a Magic City blocker.
Yeah, Magic City with a little squish move on Kamakanji. Kamakanji tried to hop that apex, but looked like Just Mike denied that leaping pass.
Also, Alex Storm calling that jam off. Official review being requested by the Misfits. Oh, now it's a timeout.
It could be an official review.
I thought I saw an O. She was holding up the O with her fingers. Okay, yeah. Official review. Meanwhile, let's talk about some of our sponsors here. Let's see. 888, the certified sweat saver from 888. It's fully certified, but with a better fit. Try it for yourself. They have these new helmets called the certified sweat saver. It has different shell sizes and plush, thick liners that give you 16 custom sizing options. Find it to fit with your 888 helmet.
And we would like to thank Sisu Mouth Guards. Sisu, talk, drink, breathe, more protection, less mouth guard. Sisu.
I'd like to give a big shout-out thanks to all of our photographers out there. Just doing great work, picking up this action. Thank you, photographers. We love you.
I think looks like a decision was made.
Yellow is requesting a leaping contest on the, Gray was requesting that on the yellow jammer. Watch for initiating.
All right, so the Misfits are doing an official review on an in-air contact by the Heat jammer, which we did see at the end of the jam. Well, I mean, we saw him jumping. I don't know if that's a penalty or not. But
I don't see anybody reporting to the box, so they must have ruled that the no call will stand. Misfits will lose their official review for this half, but there's only 3 seconds left in the half, so I don't think they're too phased.
why not go for it? So jamming for the Misfits is Rolamites, and Ben jamming out there for the Heat. This is the last jam of the first half.
Rolomite dictating the start of this jam, making sure Benjamin doesn't engage that Magic City tripod right away. Rolomite almost bending backwards. He looks like Gumby out there sometimes, just the way his limbs move effortlessly.
Yeah. Misfits losing a blocker, Mister to the penalty box. Meanwhile, Benjamin picks up lead.
But Rolomite only about a half track behind. That'll make Benjamin hit it and quit it. He picks up another 2 points for the Heat, bringing them to 53 against Misfits 64.
That brings us into halftime, so give yourself a little short break. Get yourself something to drink or eat. Dance around the living room, do whatever you need to do. Be back in about 10 minutes for the second half of Beautiful Monster.
And I am Sonya Blade. We'll see you soon.
And then rehydrate immediately, and then come in and play business.
Yes, especially at this high altitude, which not a lot of these skaters are used to.
It's definitely taking a toll on, to me it appears like it's taking a toll on not just the skaters, but on the refs, and I know I'm feeling it. I ain't even playing.
Absolutely, and no team currently on the track appears to have an advantage with altitude because I think SoCal and Magic City are both pretty much at sea level.
Yep.
So meeting in the
1
Mile
team
High City gives them the same, or puts them on an even playing field.
Each from each coast, right? So Misfits, they're Florida-based, Golden State, California-based.
So that's it. We've got Pacific versus Atlantic, East versus West, Biggie versus Pac. All of the classic
coastal
matchups.
clash. Yes, absolutely. All right, we are ready to get down to business, I think. Last couple things getting in order here. So Magic City is going to start with Missed Her in the penalty box.
We were told that Carter loves you, mister, so maybe don't spend too much time in the penalty box. Or at least try not to.
Or
We know
least-
it's not your fault.
At least think about how Carter loves you while you're in there.
Yes. Sit and think of what you did for 30 seconds while remembering Carter loves you. Anyway, back to the action. We have got Brads for Magic City Misfits. Kamakanji at the top of the pack.
Kamakanji picking up lead for the Heat.
Bratz removing the star from his helmet and stays inbounds with just that hand outside of the track boundary. Gets through for his initial.
Kamakanji calling off the jam after picking up 2 points. Brings a score of 55 for the Heat, 64 for the Misfits. And lining up for the Misfits for the Heat is Worthy, and for the Misfits is Alex Storm. There's the 5-second call.
Golden State doing a last-minute blocker adjustment before that jam whistle goes.
They seem to be using almost a box formation at the front of the pack there.
Something we've seen Golden State default to a couple times in this game. Worthy stuck at the back of the pack. Misfits not going to make it an easy initial pass as Peter Pan bumps out Worthy to the outfield.
Speed Bryu making that final hit, sending Alex Storm to the penalty box.
So this will give a power jam scenario to the Heat, exactly what they need to shift this momentum and chip away at that lead the Misfits currently have over them. Worthy getting another bump to that outfield and bridged the long way back by just Mike. Golden State opting to do some passive offense at the front.
Worthy getting recycled again, this time to the inside.
Plummer looked like he was blocking with just Mike, but then realized, oh wait, we are on the opposite team. I can't do that.
Worthy getting hit to the outside again, decides to call off the jam. Seems a little frustrated with the situation. There were no points scored.
Goose eggs. Heat thought that they could get away with this power jam, maybe take a run at it, but Misfits proved to kill that power jam scenario. So Misfits sending out Roamite with a star up against Kamakanji. Golden State again moving into that hoop formation, but has to break up and get to the front around the Magic City tripod. It looks like Roamite picking up a cut track penalty. Another power jam going to the Heat, and lead still yet to be established.
Beastie recycling Kamakanji back, but he went back farther than 20 feet, which is why that wasn't a cut track on Kamakanji when he jumped back on. Another big hit to the inside. Kamakanji getting recycled yet again. And makes it through, picking up lead for the Heat.
Yep, Plummer moving in, breaking up those Magic City blockers just enough to allow Kamakanji to get through.
Kamakanji coming in, but first up against Beastie, who hits him to the outside with a good shoulder hit.
He kind of reminded me of that video with the corgi who's like fighting his friend with his butt.
Yes, that's exactly what it looks like. So Beastie gets sent to the penalty box. I missed the call, but Kamakanji gets through, picking up 4 more points. That's 8 for the Heat, making it a 1-point game yet again.
Both these teams definitely giving their best effort to give you the most exciting game possible for the last game of the first day of MRDA Champs 2019. Here in the greater Denver area, Colorado, I believe we are technically in Lakewood. Foothills Fieldhouse, which is in Lakewood, Colorado, the greater Denver area.
Waterboy jamming for the Heat, but it is Sweetmeat for the Misfits that picks up lead.
Benjamin, off of his penalty, joins the four-wall formation of the Heat, denying that apex jump from Sweetmeat.
He does make it through this time. No jumping, but he does pick up 4 points. Golden State losing one of their blockers to the penalty box. That is Creepy Taco. Meanwhile, pile up lane one. Turn one, I mean.
Just Mike with his patented don't hit my jammer move. Accidentally hit the Golden State blocker on top of Sweetmeat, but no penalties will be assessed. Sweetmeat coming back into action. A little slow to get moving. So the Heat are capitalizing and not giving him a lot of room to work with. Waterboy at the top of the pack, but Magic City putting on the brakes. They are anchored by number 19, Streak, their pivot. And they force Waterboy to the outside and bring it back to the top of turn number 2.
Another big recycle back here, all the way to the pivot line, basically. Jam is called off.
Good
8
old.
points for the Misfits.
He had a nice little backwards anti-derby moving pack for a second there.
Still less than a 10-point game. Misfits are ahead right now at 72. Heat is at 63. There's still plenty of time to go either way, of course. Lining up for the Misfits is D-Day, and for the Heat is Worthy.
Worthy hugging that outside line, but comes into the back of Mister, forced to take an alternate route. And Mister looks like will be reporting to the penalty box.
D-Day picking up lead for the Misfits. While we lose another Misfit blocker to the box, that's number 34. That is Corey Payne.
Worthy making it out for his initial pass. That'll put some pressure on D-Day to call it off. Hops over that apex, tries to stick the landing, but
They give him 4 points.
stayed in bounds just enough to secure the points at the end of the jam, keeping them ahead by another 4.
I think this is the biggest lead we've had so far, 76 to 63. 13 points difference. Biggest stretch we've had, I mean. All right, Worthy out there for the Heat. Rolling light for the Misfits.
Rolling with a bit of a slow start, but then all of a sudden it's like he got zapped and starts jumping all over the track, but Golden State Heat with the force out.
Worthy did pick up lead, came back into the pack to score, took a huge hit from Just Mike.
Well, a little slow to get up, but he does so under his own power. Always what we like to see.
Sometimes you just need an extra second on the ground to collect yourself.
Looks like the refs briefly conferring to make sure no penalties needed to be assessed at the end of that jam. I don't see anybody going to the box, so it'll be business as usual for the start of the next jam.
And I thought we were getting back underway, but the officials are still convening.
That jam timer is just on the other side of these statuesque blockers. A little hard to see from our angle.
I believe it was official timeout. Looks like people are. There's the 5 seconds call. So back to business. Rolomite for the Misfits and Benjamin for the Heat. He's been jamming and he's been blocking. Misfits number 818, Quad and Dirty, picks up a penalty, giving Benjamin an opportunity to pick up lead. Rolomite hot on his tail, though.
Yep, Rolomite using or showing off his speed skating skills. Comes in hot to the back of that
Both
Golden
jammers.
State tripod.
Both of them taking a tumble, calling it off with no points for either team.
Looks like Timber's getting a little bit heated out there. I think blockers, jammers need to return to their respective benches, take a second, and chill out.
You never play better when you're angry, I feel. Oh, timeout. Team timeout. Called by the Misfits. Hey, they're taking advice from the announcers here. Hey, take a minute, take a breath, do some deep breathing.
But I don't know, if you're the Heat, is chilling out what you really want to do, or do you want to bring more of that heat?
You would think you would want more heat.
Yeah, we could use some of that heat outside in Denver. It was a little too chilly for my liking. I came south to be warm, not as cold as I am back in Canada.
Exactly. Seems like the snow met us here. So we do have another shout out on Twitter. Laura Perosi again. Why do I keep thinking there is a Mario pipe in the middle of the track? I see what she's talking about there. It's that green bucket, I think. So on the feed, yeah, that could be a Mario. Good observation there, Laura.
Well, obviously that's where our Venus flytrap is popping out of to steal coins from the blockers. That's how we get all of our fundraising in Derby.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes when the referees kick it, a microphone comes out.
A fun fact by Johnny Pepper, 3 or more zebras is called a dazzle.
Interesting fun fact, courtesy of Johnny Pepper, Houston Roller Derby.
It seems fitting for Derby too, a dazzle of refs.
We like dazzling. We love dazzle.
Absolutely. Oh, Kamakanji getting called for a low block penalty. Alex Storm will be on his lonesome as he hops over that last skate of the Golden State blocker, picks up lead.
Misfits blocker. His jersey says something different than it's Quad and Dirty on my roster here, so that's what I'm going to call him. But he's back in the pack now.
Alex Storm out on his first scoring pass, adding 4 to the Misfits total, running away with that lead just a little bit.
Alex Storm getting through the pack, but getting called on a cut track call. He will report to the penalty box.
And Just Mike wins a punishing hit on Kamakanji. Kamakanji had to fight to work his way around Just Mike to secure that initial pass.
Kamakanji up against Go So Hard, Just Mike, and their pivots.
And Peter Pan doing a beautiful job of moving in front, but Kamakanji got the blockers split up just enough to get through.
Coming up against that solid wall again, Kamakanji coming in hot.
It looks like they haven't even moved an inch.
They're, I think, in the same spot he left him at.
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Nope.
Work smarter, not harder, folks. Kamakanji trying to stick the landing, but a toe stop out of bounds will mean the recycle to play it safe.
Alex Storm fighting his way to the front of the pack. He's up against Big Spoon. Big Spoon arguing a penalty call. Looks like he was called on a high block.
And I see Alex Storm clutching his face at the end of that jam, so
I guess the hit hurt his face. And it was a high block, according to the referee. So, in that jam, we had the Misfits scoring 8 points and the Heat scoring 7, bringing our score 84-70. Misfits still ahead.
Misfits flexing their muscle a little bit more in the second half, proving why they are the number 2 seed in the MRDA currently.
And Benjamin picking up lead for the Heat.
Much to the approval of his teammates on the sidelines, bringing the thunder on those boards.
They're just smashing hard. I don't know what to call that. Banging the boards, I guess.
Bratz through for the initial pass, but Benjamin calls it off, picking up 3 points for the Heat, bringing us to an 11-point game.
Big Spoon didn't have enough time in the penalty. There wasn't enough of the jam for him to get his 30 seconds in the penalty box. So he is standing and will be joining his team shortly after the start of this jam. Rolomite jamming for the Misfits and Waterboy jamming for the Heat. Big Spoon coming in just in time to help out.
Rolomite fighting furiously against that Golden State tripod, but they are not going to make it an easy first pass. Blockers tumbling all over that straightaway. Rolomite gets past Benjamin, but Waterboy is the one with the opportunity to call it off. And Waterboy coming in hot, takes a hit, falls backwards, but doesn't look phased, will be back up under his own power, picks up another 2 points.
With a blocker from each team in the penalty box at the moment, it'll be an equal start here. We have Kamakanji out there for the Heat and Sweetmeat out for the Misfits.
Nice little high five between jammers before things get underway. It's good to see that when tempers seem to be running a little high. Kamakanji at the top of the pack. Sweetmeat with the straightaway hop. Gets through, earns the lead for the Misfits.
Kamakanji almost through the pack, but gets pushed to the inside again by Peter Pan.
Sweetmeat moving methodically back and forth across the track, allowing his blockers to get into position for some offensive assistance. Speed Bryu thought he could bridge Sweetmeat back, but Sweetmeat had already collected that point. And Peter Pan has received the star for the Magic City, but as he's about to put it on his helmet, gets called for a hot track penalty. Power jam going to the Heat, and this could be what they need to bring this to a tie game.
Another star pass to Speed Bryu. Kamakanji maybe was getting some fatigue going on. He figures, you know what, let's do this. 2 minutes, 40 seconds left in this jam.
Speed Ryu with the Toro challenge on Sweetmeat. Sweetmeat having to fall backwards on the track for that.
All right, Peter Pan back on the track. He is the jammer for the Misfits with his golden skates. I'm sure you can see that on the feet. They are shiny.
Goes so hard, and number 37, Beastie, not making an easy pass for Speed Bryu, but Speed Bryu gets through. As I say that, picks up those 4 points. Jam comes to an end. Excellent penalty killing by both teams. Misfits picking up 3 points, 4 going to the Heat.
So it is an 8-point game right now. Misfits are currently still ahead. 14 minutes left in this second half. We have D-Day out there for the Misfits. And donning the star for the Heat is Wyatt. just barely getting it on before the whistle blew there.
D-Day running up that outside line, but Plummer with the force out will force the recycle, giving the possibility to earn lead to Wyatt, who is at the top of the pack, but Magic City not going to make it an easy pass. D-Day has room to run on that inside line, picks up lead. Looks like Wyatt has removed the star. Unfortunately, his pivot is behind him, so not in the optimal position for a pass. But looks like star has been passed to Plummer, who will have to fight his way through the Magic City tripod.
Which is quite awesome. You've got Streak, Peter Pan, and I'm not 100% sure. Oh, that is Just Mike.
And Just Mike with that force out. Plummer will have to take the long way back to the top of turn number 2. D-Day rotating furiously up the middle of the track. Looks like he's trying to avoid those outside-inside lines, but finds an open lane on the inside, adds 4 to the Misfits total, bringing them closer to that triple-digit mark.
Plummer making it through the pack, having a moment to put that star on his helmet. D-Day noticing him approaching the pack, decides to call off the jam. That was 2 more points. That's a 10-point jam for the Misfits, bringing our score to 97, and the Heat have 79. Still 12 minutes, 17 seconds left in this game. There is a team timeout being called by the Heat.
That'll give us a chance to thank Moonshine Co. Moonshine shorts are designed, handmade, and operated by single moms out of San Luis Obispo on the central coast of California. Sorry, us Canadians are not used to these Spanish-type names. Anyway, with fabrics made in the USA, Moonshine now also carries men's shorts in 3 different lengths, in addition to our shorts and capris for women and children. You can make your moonshine with Moonshine shorts at www.makeyourmoonshine.com and at derbywarehouse.com.
And that's the whistle at the end of the timeouts. There's a lot of decisions being made, I think. Loud decisions, I guess, is how I should say it. All right, finally, here we go. Waterboy out to jam for the Heat. Rolomite for the Misfits. I'm sure you can hear it on the live feed. Both teams taking turns pounding on the boards here.
Misfits trying to get pumped up for this next jam to bring them over that triple-digit mark. Rolomite is your lead jammer. Golden State blocker taking a tumble in front of him. Rolomite just steps over, unfazed, but gets forced out.
Big hit from Plummer on Rolomite, recycling him to the inside. Go so hard, recycling back Waterboy.
Waterboy will have to fight his way through the pack from the jammer position all over again. He gets bumped out and bridged back by number 818, Quad and Dirty, and we have a backwards moving pack.
We're back way farther from where we started here. All right, Rolomite coming, hits the prime, starts with Big Spoon, slides over to Plummer. Gets stuck on, that's Wyatt.
Just a cluster of a pack in the middle of this straightaway.
I mean, it kind of looks like a mosh pit.
They are all like within 5 feet of each other. It is
Rolomite's had enough.
Very interesting formation. He's like, I don't want to play this game anymore.
That was a big, big group hug.
But that jam brings them over the triple-digit mark. Misfits sitting at 101.
Out there for the Misfits looks like Bratz.
And Golden State is going to send out Kamakanji with the star. Kamakanji taking the moment to check those toe stops and make sure they are secure.
He plans to tiptoe his way through. Brad's getting pushed to the outside. He gets landed on by Wyatt. Everybody's getting up. Everybody's okay. Low block being called.
So Wyatt was on his back on the ground, and Bratz pushed his skates out of the way because it was preventing him from getting up, and he received a contact with a down skater, I believe. But Kamakanji will earn his own trip to the penalty box, so we'll have a jammer swap out.
I believe the call was a high block for the Heat jammer.
Plummer moving furiously in front of Bratz. Not going to make this an easy pass. Payne trying to get some of the Golden State blockers out of the way to get his jammer free.
Bratz getting pushed to the outside yet again.
And Bratz was starting to lose that helmet cover naturally. Opts to take it off himself, pass it to Streak. Unfortunately, two Golden State blockers were ready and waiting.
Another big hit from Payne in the middle of the pack there.
Streak still with the star in hand, biding his time, waiting for Just Mike to come to the rescue. Just Mike managing to hold Plummer at bay, but that still leaves three Heat blockers to contend with as Streak gets bumped out and bridged back. And the jam will come to its natural conclusion. Both teams echoing that countdown of the clock.
No points scored in that jam. Leaving our score the same, 101 for the Misfits, 79 for the Heat. A little over 8 minutes left in the game. There is a official timeout being called.
How y'all feel out there? Who's here to cheer on Golden State Heat?
So it looks like our penalty box is currently empty, so it'll be full 5-on-5 for the next jam.
Who's here for just some really good championship style derby?
Golden State sending out Worthy with the star. Alex Storm stuck at the back of the pack. A solid Golden State tripod in front. Speed Bryu with the force out on the infield. And Alex Storm will re-enter behind the jammer line.
Here's some penalties being called. Misfits losing a blocker. Go so hard to the penalty box.
Allman trying to draw that cut track penalty. Oh, and it looks like it will be ultimately assessed. Not sure if it was Allman who ultimately drew the cut track penalty, but nevertheless, one was assessed. Power jam going to Alex Storm, who has lead. And he opts to call that one off. Earns an additional point. Power start going to the Misfits. And we have an official review on behalf of Golden State. Details of that we will bring to you as soon as they are available.
And don't forget, if you're looking to make any sort of shout-outs, use the hashtag MRDA Champs on Twitter, and we will get you live on the stream. Also want to mention Death and Glory Skate Shop. DeathAndGlorySkate.com is a new quad shopping gears website bringing more fun to Colorado and all of North America. Death and Glory have years of booth fitting experience and offer a fun, relational experience every single time. Check them out at DeathAndGlorySkate.com. No new shout-outs according to Johnny Pepper here, so we'll keep moving on. Let's see.
We've got just over 7 minutes left in the last game, day number 1 of MRDA Champs 2019. And we've got the Misfits in gray, your number 2 seed in MRDA, taking on Golden State Heat, number 7. But looking at this score, you would not be able to tell how far apart these teams are ranked. Speed Bryu adjusting some of the tiniest knee pads I have ever seen. But hey,
I'd have to
whatever
agree.
works.
We're still waiting on our Dazzle here in the center. They're still discussing the official review.
Yep, a lot is riding on the outcomes of these games, so it is best to check, recheck, make sure everything sticks.
Absolutely. Everybody needs a fair shake.
And I think both teams would be appreciative if the refs took that extra time to discuss things rather than maybe not making a call that everybody
been done.
agrees with.
And you know what? It gives them a little bit of rest.
Exactly. Yeah, these refs have to skate the entire game, start to finish. They don't get breaks in between jams. They don't get to sit on their bench because this is their team. And we thank them so much for what they do.
Absolutely. So I think we're about to get some info. Here comes our lady. So the Heat were asking for a track cut, and they did not win. So they lose their official review, and we move on.
With that, Magic City will send out Rolomite, your lone jammer, for the start of this jam. And Rolomite taking a brief tumble that'll allow Golden State blockers to take away another chunk of his speed, but that does not prevent Rolomite from earning lead advantage.
Coming in, not slowing down on the outside, doing some spinning around Big Spoon there, getting some offense from Payne, but he still ended up recycling back. I guess he must have stepped out.
And in these scenarios, this close to the end of the game, it's better to play it safe.
Absolutely. That's 4 up in the sky for the Misfits.
Worthy moving furiously back and forth across the track and briefly running into Rolomite. And it looks like Just Mike taking a bit of a tumble there.
Penalty call on Rolomite. Just as Worthy gets back onto the track.
Misfits quick to form a tripod up front, and Worthy takes a trip to the infield. Will recycle back to play it safe once again.
Misfits losing another blocker to the box. That is Payne, giving Worthy an opportunity here.
Go so hard with the force out on Worthy, but Worthy did not have to go back too far to come back into play. Tries to hop over the skates of Peter Pan, but gets out of bounds just enough to force the recycle again.
There's some solid blocking. They had killed the penalty that Rolomite had gotten.
Rolomite comes off of his penalty, stops just before engaging that Golden State tripod, and doesn't appear to want to play the game. And of course, as I say that, he shifts gears and
slams into him.
slams into them. They force him out, and he'll have to do it again.
Maybe that's his fake out. He looks like he doesn't care, and then all of a sudden he's all over the place. All right, so that's 3 more points for the Misfits. 109 to 79.
Yeah, Golden State being held scoreless for a couple of jams now. The last 5 jams, they've been held scoreless. Misfits slowly taking off with that lead.
Now the Heat can only stop the game one more time. They have one penalty left. I mean, one timeout left, not one penalty. One timeout left.
Misfits still very much in control of the game clock, have 1 official review and 2 timeouts left. We still got 4.5 minutes left. Jam number 17, we'll see D-Day of the Beast as your jammer up against Speed Bryu for Golden State.
Speed Bryu doing that one-handed down on the outside move. He is waiting. Oh, he springs up into action right into the pack. And picks up a high block call. And is headed to the penalty box now.
After all of that patience, ensuring that he was indeed still in bounds, he comes out with a high block.
Lord. All right, so we did see number 818 Quad and Dirty on the Magic City Misfits heading to the box.
D-Day earning that lead advantage for the Misfits is back into action. Plummer shutting down that lane number 1, forcing him to take an alternate route. And Plummer moving furiously to the top of the pack, but is forced to let D-Day go as he was at the out-of-play point. D-Day playing it safe, taking his time to come back into that pack.
Speed Bryu just completed his initial pass, meanwhile losing a blocker, Waterboy, to the penalty box. Another blocker from the Golden Heat. That is Bumper Car going to the penalty box.
Allman doing a little barrel roll move on top of Speed Bryu that'll earn him a trip to the penalty box. So D-Day will have to do his jam without his pivot, but calls the jam off as he falls to the ground.
So that is an 8-4 jam. Misfits with 8, Heat with 4. Still 2.5 minutes left in this game. Misfits are at 117. The Heat is at 83. Waterboy lining up to jam for the Heat.
And it looks like both pivots will be starting in the penalty box, so no star passes will be possible, at least for the start. So hopefully neither of the jammers take their stars off.
Alex Storm taking an inside line, picking up lead for the Misfits.
Waterboy still fighting his way at the top of the pack, but Magic City putting on the brakes.
With a nice apex jump there, Alex Storm picks up 4 points for the Misfits. Another dance around the inside line there, picks up another 4 points for the Misfits.
And just Mike tracking Waterboy all the way back around that outside, making sure he doesn't have any room to work with when he does get back on the track.
Alex Storm on fire, making yet another pass, picking up another 4 points for the Misfits. I mean, this could be the nail in the coffin, so to speak.
Golden State setting up at the top of the pack. Waterboy gets forced to the outside by Payne and will have to come in at the back of that straightaway.
Just barely getting tapped out, but Scotty did trip a little and also went out of bounds, so Alex Storm did not have to recycle back. So far, this is a 16-point jam for the Misfits. The biggest jam in the game. I mean, the biggest point scoring in the game so far.
And Waterboy being called off for a cut track penalty. Power jam going to Alex Storm as the period clock starts to tick down in the
And he
remaining
picks
seconds.
up 4 more points, 20-point jam for the Misfits.
And the countdown from the sidelines gave away the timing to Alex Storm there, so we'll have to.
Last few seconds lines out. Before they have time to do another lineup, this will be the unofficial score here. 137 Misfits, 83 to the Heat.
Yep,
What a game.
Neither team opting to use their remaining timeouts to get one more jam. Looks like everybody's kind of had enough of tonight's game. They're looking a little tired. They've been working hard today, and we are a mile above sea level, so the energy is already at a bit of a disadvantage.
So join us again in the morning. The first game is going to be at 9 a.m. It's the Kami Quads. They're playing against Denver. And then at 11 a.m. is going to be Austin Anarchy, and they're going to be playing against the Golden State Heat. You'll see the Misfits again tomorrow night at 7.
I believe that is our first semifinal game. They will be squaring off against Vancouver Murder. Should be another interesting matchup.
Absolutely. All right, that's all we have for you tonight. We'll see you again in the morning. Hope you enjoyed the stream today. I am Brutal Monster.
And I have been Sonia Blake. Been produced by Johnny Pepper and Leslie Nope.
Thanks. Have a great night.
Are you dreaming of new roller skates? With over 10 years experience and knowledge, Skate Rat's Skate Shop will set you up with the safety gear and roller skates that are right for you. Visit Skate Rats in Loveland, Colorado for the selection you've been looking for and great customer service. Log on to skaterats.com for free fast shipping. Use discount code 5on5 for 10% off.
If you're looking for a reliable paint company that will do the job right the first time, then it's time to call 360 Painting of Arvada. Our #1 goal is to make sure we make your vision into reality, and we guarantee 100% satisfaction. We offer a wide variety of colors and textures that meet the needs of each room for every client, all for an affordable rate. With years of experience, our employees are well trained in the correct and professional methods, so there will be no hassle or headaches. Whether you're looking to just paint a couple rooms or you're looking to remodel your home, no job is too big or small for 360 Painting of Arvada to handle. For more information on our services, call us today or visit us online and let us help you turn your vision into a vibrant reality.